Welcome back, NoDQ Galaxy, to a brand new edition of the NoDQ Review, number 138. And I am Virtue, sitting in a different location at Castle Virtue, in my throne, head of the table here, being joined by this week's elite panel of NoDQ, which consists of Aaron Rift, Jeff Meacham, and Big G. What's up, everyone? Jeff, turn your mic on. I'll start with you. Since you haven't been
it's all. I was just flabbergasted that I'm actually here. I'm like, I'm on a NoDQ broadcast. How the hell did I get here? What happened? I'm always glad to be back with you guys. I miss you guys. It's cool to be back. And no, I'm not wearing the shades to be cool like Virtue. I'm wearing the shades because the boss told me to. So
interesting, because Aaron told you to. Huh.
Yes. Well,
you got like the chick sunglasses. You got like the chick sunglasses on.
It's either reflecting the sunglasses or blue lens from Walmart. So either way, it looks like shit. So there you go.
Well, I'm looking at the topics today, and I'm thinking maybe we can go under an hour. And of course, when the super chats happen, but also Jeff Meacham's on the show, so I probably will not get my way tonight. Big G, what's up, man?
I'm doing good. As you say, I'm always happy to be here. I'm ready to get to talk some wrestling with you guys this week. Let's get
what
this.
What shirt do you have on? What's that shirt?
It is Steelers and Star Wars combined.
Oh, okay. May the 6th be with you. I had to.
Here's the funny. Oh, jeez.
What's with the technical difficulties there? Was that a rib, or is one of us breaking up?
That's a rib because Aaron's on the Star Wars hate, of course. Right. Whatever.
Okay, over to you, Aaron. What was your favorite Star Wars movie?
It was done.
The first one, because it's the only one I saw.
Wow. What's up, man? Tell us about your day.
It's been pretty good. Nice day. I went out in nature, hiked for a while. Did not bring the cats on the hike, but I had a good time. And got my 3-mile hike in, ready to talk some wrestling. Coming off the Blood and Guts pay-per-view. I know everybody's stoked about AEW. It's the hot topic in wrestling. The #1 show on cable for Wednesday night.
First blanket statement that is.
#1, baby.
Going, kids. Settle in, kids.
But anyway, hey, they're over 1 million viewers again. No Biden speech. But here's what's interesting. What was their rating, Aaron? 1.09 million viewers or whatever?
Yeah.
I thought for sure with this Blood and Guts hype, they would have maybe had their all-time high, or at least beat the 1.3 or whatever they had the first week they were unopposed. I was a little shocked. I thought it was a little low. I was actually expecting it to be higher.
I thought they had a decent chance of breaking their record, or at least coming close to it, maybe getting 1.2, 1.3, but still, the demo was good, #1 ranked on TNT. The thing is, Tito brought this up, and he made a good point. Next week, they're not going to be able to do Blood and Guts. Like, this is something that they can only do once in a while, so
yep.
It's going to be tough for them to keep that momentum, but if they can, more power to them. Oh, and Psycho Jet Black sent in the first super chat. Before we even get to our first question, he says, Big G has more credibility than Ricochet and Ali.
Accurate.
What about Mansoor, who had a 49-0 winning streak and then made his Raw debut, and the streak is over now?
Wait, 49-0?
Can we just do away with those altogether?
What do you mean? He won 49 matches in a row?
Like on main event.
Where?
Main event 205 Live.
Hey,
main event
I was in the audience.
This
is a real show.
Crown
and
Jewel.
Nobody is around to hear it. Doesn't make a sound. That's my favorite saying. Are you ready to get started with these topics?
Let's do it.
The first topic here. Thoughts on Blood and Guts cage match. And I guess the whole event last night, it's this edition of Dynamite that they called Blood and Guts because of the match. Big G, I'll start with you. The double cage is always cool, the War Games concept, however they tweaked it. What exactly happened, Aaron? Was that what was pre-recorded last night?
The first hour was pre-recorded, apparently.
So the Blood and Guts match was live.
Correct.
Okay, I would have thought, yeah, okay. So anyway, Big G, what's your thoughts there? Because I don't know what it was about the ending I did not like, and I'll elaborate more after I hear what you guys have to say.
Now,
Go ahead and read Hamp Connell's $15 super chat.
Big G knows where it's at. He knows how this works. He knows the drill.
Oh,
Hap Connell sent in a very generous $15 super chat. Thank you for that, Hap. Hap says, I was there live. Nobody seemed to care that the first hour was recorded. We all reacted as if it was live. It was awesome to be in a crowded environment after a year.
Catching COVID.
And apparently 5 people did get refunds. But anyways, Big G, go ahead and share us your thoughts on Blood and Guts.
So I enjoyed it. The match, it was cool. Everybody coming in at, like War Games. I liked how the Pinnacle wore all white and Inner Circle wore all black, which was cool. And I liked how the Inner Circle had prisons of from their hometowns or wherever they were from. That was pretty cool. I like that. I liked, Sammy did good. I liked his spots. It was back and forth, just beating the holy hell out of each other. And then we see, Tully Blanchard had the key and unlocked the thing, and MJF crawled up, and Jericho followed like the baby face would usually do. And, I figured, Jericho would have the momentum up there, but it was MJF. And, people crapped on the ending. I mean, I thought it was okay for what it was, MJF was telling the Inner Circle, I'm going to throw him off the cage if you don't surrender. So what did the baby faces do? They're going to surrender. They're going to live. They might lose this battle, but they will win the war. And, after they surrendered, MJF was pretty much like, well, I'm still going to push him off. And the way they showed Jericho landing, I guess, was kind of off. I wish the camera angles were a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were more focused on those two while everybody in the ring was just like standing there. I mean, I guess I can understand that they weren't really doing anything in the ring. They were all pretty much beaten up and bloodied, but MJF got the win, and I'm sure we'll get a match at Double or Nothing between Jericho and MJF. And I'm happy that Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is finally getting a women's title shot.
Yeah, it's a long time coming, Big G, I think, with the way they've portrayed her.
I just don't understand why. Maybe Virtue you can understand or explain to me, but why do people crap over a good match and then it all comes down to the ending?
Because the tradition of wrestling is you gotta take the match home. That's what most people remember when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. With the exception of a few times, like the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon ladder match kind of started the trend, maybe even Steamboat Savage, where you started thinking of the whole match. But the end needs to be spectacular, or you do forget a lot of it. And that's just how it is, Big G. So, Jeff Meacham, here's my problem with the ending. They used Jericho, MJF used Jericho as a bargaining chip, and the other people surrendered so he wouldn't get thrown over. At what point did they not think that MJF wasn't going to throw him over anyway? They should have threw Jericho over, and he should have took the fall. Then, as they're flocking around him and he's all mutilated, beat up, they surrendered because they're worried about his health. They could have actually thrown him off. He landed. Then they surrendered. Am I wrong with that? Just a little technicality, like a little Vince McMahon. Like he would tweak little thing, or not McMahon, but Patterson. Little Pat Patterson thing. What do you think?
Well, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong. Chris Jericho was on the WCW roster in 1997. Yes, at Fall Brawl. I'm pretty sure he actually competed at Fall Brawl, did he not?
Yep.
So he would have been backstage when Kevin Nash threatened to have Kurt Hennig give Flair the guillotine if they didn't surrender, the Horsemen. And the Horsemen surrendered, and Flair got the guillotine anyway.
Yep.
Stupid baby faces, Aaron's favorite phrase. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And plus, since when is Chris Jericho? And I know they're the good guys against Pinnacle, but the Inner Circle aren't exactly wearing white hats into the ring here, so they should be a little bit smarter than your average babyface. They should be kind of in the middle there as far as babyface and heel like a tweener stuff. So that was very unfortunate they did it that way. And as people have been saying all day on social media, the finish is what counts. And AEW has had 2 monumental shows, monumental matches, where the finish came off like a fart in church. And I'm not saying it's anybody's, fault other than the booker who, people crap on Tony, whatever. But it's very simple. They did not deliver a climactic, oh my God, finish because it was so obvious what was going to happen. The minute MJF said, I'm going to throw him off it's like, okay, just do it, Max, and just get over with. And then like you said, flog around him. And then when he's so beat up that there's nothing else you can do, then you surrender.
See, Jeff, they cater to the fans that like all that action before that finish. The match was really good.
Yes, it was.
Everybody got their shit in. They did the flops. What was the move Guevara did off the rope? The Spanish fly. Whatever that was. That part was great, but sometimes when that part of the match is so great, you're just by the ending, you're just like, oh, okay. Well, I've already seen all the good stuff. I like building. And I know people will say, oh, well, that makes the half of the match boring. Well, then it makes the last half really, really good. I don't know.
I was going to say, the four of us grew up in a time where wrestling was built on the match built to the climax.
Yeah.
The trouble is, in 90% of AEW's matches, there's 20 climaxes before you get the actual end of the match.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we probably knew that was going to happen, but everything else is really neat to watch.
Yeah.
But it's like again, I agree with G. Britt Baker needs to be champion in the next pay-per-view, or there is something seriously wrong with the damn booking up there. That's
I'm all about Britt Baker. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, over to you. And you know what I noticed? Amateur hour at the AEW camera crew. At the end, they zoomed in on Jericho, and I'm looking like a hawk. And Jericho opened his eyes, looked up, and said, "I'm okay." I hate that. It's not Jericho's fault.
Yeah,
these camera people have to know that there's going to be a communication. Don't pan right in. You got to, and it just comes with experience.
Right.
But that bothered me. Aaron, take it away.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The production could have been better. I do give AEW a little bit of a break because this was their first time doing a match like this. It's not like they've been doing years of blood and guts matches. Now, we do have a few super chats here. One from TJS. He says, people say Jericho is 50. What do you expect? And praise the match, but hate on 51-year-old Shane after he took a flat back bump in the middle of a cage.
Oh, I forget. Yeah. Or they crap on the Miz Shane finish that clearly fell into padded area. But what a freaking crazy spot that was. That was visually amazing.
Yeah. Well, they shot that. Well, the thing that was stupid about that was Shane McMahon being the winner of that match. But the way they shot it was really well done. And usually WWE does a really good job at the camera angles. A lot of people cited the Jeff Hardy Swanton bomb that he did through one of those platforms like around 2008 or so. And they shot it from down at the bottom, like right on the floor looking up. So you don't see the padding when they crash through it.
Well, no, what's funny is one of our Twitter followers, Jesse, I forget her last name. I'm sorry, Jesse. She put a GIF up of one of the replays of the Miz Shane finish where you see, you're back far as hell, but when you see them land, you see the big pad pop up when they hit. So it's clear they're okay. But I don't care if you're, got padding under there, this thick. You're coming off a scaffolding like that. It's gonna hurt like a son bitch when you land anyway. So. To crap on, to crap on Shane, but not crap on Jericho is completely unfair and double standard. 100%.
Yep.
Right. And we do have a few more super chats here. Let me get to these. OG85 with a $2 super chat says AEW should work more on their endings and learn from WWE. Yeah, that's just
not
something
really
that
learn
will
from
take
WWE.
time.
They just need to work on their endings and make them try not to make the match. The middle of the match climatic. You want to make the ending of the match climatic.
Right.
They just need to find the one veteran like that was a Pat Patterson that just had that magic touch to work with guys in a match, and he could just sprinkle a little whatever on there, and the ending was going to be pretty good 9 times out of 10.
Well, but virtually the problem is the veteran in that match is Chris Jericho. He should have been one of the guys to say something, but also, the other veteran, longtime veteran is Tully, and Tully's been gone so long. His, concept is not, wrestling wasn't what it was in '88. Let's not kid ourselves.
They didn't have that many
hard
cameras.
to kind of reshape your thing after 30 years. So.
As far as the rest of the match goes, I did enjoy it, and I think that time will tell if that ending is beneficial to MJF or not. People were commenting on MJF at the end and calling him a cowardly heel and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, the idea is to try to make him a main event heel. And I do think it was the right finish. Execution could have been better. I know some people thought I was too nice on the match, but I did enjoy it. I did think it was a really fun match to watch on TV. I do completely understand the criticisms of it, though. The Game Is On 100 sent in a $5 super chat, said, this Blood and Guts match, it war games to some smarks. The Jericho spot was so bad, it made Rikishi's spot way better at Armageddon. Hell in a Cell by Undertaker, weak. Well, that's the first thing I thought of was that Rikishi spot. It was a very similar scenario where, like, it's obvious what they're doing. When you saw the platform out there, you're like, okay, somebody's going to get knocked off. And they even had, like, a little thing for Jericho to stand on as he was being pushed off by MJF, too. WWE does that. They have the cell, like these little parts of the cell that are cut open, and then they have, like, a little thing for them to put their feet on, you know. It's for safety reasons, but yeah, it kind of takes away a little bit because you're like, well, yeah, this is clearly very, very much choreographed. And back in the day, like when Mick Foley went off the cell, like nobody saw that coming, completely out of nowhere.
Especially the Spanish announcers.
Yeah. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, says, Britt Baker is more over than Shayna Baszler. Sorry, Big G. Well, at this point, I think that's a valid point.
No.
He's not wrong.
No.
Yeah, 6 months ago, maybe not, but now.
Yeah.
All right, we've talked about AEW enough here. Are we ready to move on?
Wait, Psycho Jet Black sent in one more $2 super chat, says, should Blood and Guts continue to have a ceiling? Sure, why not? I don't have an issue with it. Go ahead, Jeff.
Aaron, you made a great point. This is the first time they've done one of these style matches, but keep in mind, one of the EVPs of this company is the son of the person who created this match. So, I mean, there should be a better understanding and, you know, how to book this kind of match. I mean, Dusty did how many of those matches over the years? So, you know, him and Arn started about half of them. So, you know, I mean, Arn's there too. So, there shouldn't be a reason why the finish came off so cruddy. And the camera angle, Cleaver's right. The camera angle was everything on that finish. So there's a couple things they could have done. Overall, everybody said in the room, everybody in the chat room, the match, like 99% good. If they change that finish just enough, you've got a perfect main event, and it should have been on pay-per-view.
Yeah, a lot of people made that comment too, that the commercials took away from the match. And I felt the same way with the Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan match from last week. Like,
right.
That's the downside to doing the TV matches. And they should consider, I'm not sure if AEW will do it or not. Maybe WWE will at some point, but they should post the match without any commercial breaks on YouTube so people that want to watch it without the breaks can do so.
Yeah. That's my major bitch with Peacock is that stuff we've watched so many times over the years. They have those stupid cuts where they cut to black and cut right back in. It's like this. Why? So,
yeah. So we'll move on. And dude, I am so over with the trolls in the chat. They love saying things about me. And you know what? Every time you do it, even if a mod doesn't get to you and block it right away, I got you. I don't care if you're one of those people from the past that are jealous you're no longer on the channel, but I got you. When you have to make burner accounts and come after the legend, the debate king, and you think you're insulting me, that means I'm over and I'm in your head.
So you're not going to consider that guy to be a pain in the ass then?
Maybe not, but you know what though? I'm on NoDQ and you're not. Okay, anyway,
I miss you guys. I love you guys.
Anyway, we got to have fun with stuff like that. So, speaking of the Blood and Guts, right, gimmick matches, we're going to go over to WWE here. And they have overexposed gimmick matches, obviously, over the years with all the pay-per-views that they have. So, what gimmick match concept do you think should be gone? No more. And we're specifically talking about WWE here. And which one do you still enjoy? So, it's pretty broad here, but I'm interested in what everybody says. Plus, I'm reading the chat, obviously. So, Jeff, I'm coming right back to you. Which one's got to go, never to return, at least for a long, long time, and which one do you still enjoy?
Okay, what's got to go is War Games, because their version of War Games is garbage. Aaron and I,
Whoa!
you heard what I said. Aaron, you and I were live for a War Games that WWE
It
put
was
on.
great.
It's not okay, but it's not War Games. Don't call it War Games. Call it anything else you want to call it. Don't call it what it's not. It's not War Games. Huh?
Guts and blood.
Fine, guts and blood. WWE butts and gut. And you know what? Have a little bit of freaking sensitivity, Vince. For God's sakes, you crazy old coot. And let AEW use the War Games match name. Fine. Just switch the names up. I'm good to go. So if we're not taking out War Games, WWE's version of War Games, I honestly think at this point, stipulation-wise, Last Man Standing is kind of played out because you can't really do Last Man Standing WWE's way, because Last Man Standing is like Foley and Rock, where you knock each other in the head and you're both done. That was one of the better matches they've ever done, Last Man Standing wise. The other question was, which one should we bring back, or which one should we keep, or
which one do you still enjoy?
Do I still enjoy? Oh God, I enjoy. Well,
Punjabi prison.
Yeah, no, definitely not that crap. You know what? Let me reverse course. Take out Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber, because they're both not what they were. They're both freaking designed to sell through Mattel as play places. So neither one of those should be around anymore. If you're gonna bring like the old Chamber or the old Cell, I'm on it. Go for it. I do enjoy the Money in the Bank concept still being in play, and I'm okay with that staying its own pay-per-view, because adding it to WrestleMania, you know, at this point, WrestleMania's got enough matches as it is. So, you know, if you add another match to it, you know, that is just a gimmick thing, then you're trying to, I guess, everybody get their own spot on the card. But I like Money in the Bank being its own concept, because more often than not, you have just two matches, the women's and the men's Money in the Bank. So that I'm okay with that staying its own. But the gotta goes Hell in a Cell and Chamber for sure.
Okay. Big G. I'm not going to say the one I still enjoy yet, but I will say the one that needs to go. And it's one of the ones Jeff said, Elimination Chamber. Because I don't want any match. I know there's two brands, and I know there's two major titles. I want the Royal Rumble to mean more. Get rid of the Elimination Chamber. Now, you could just say move it, okay? Maybe occasionally have it like they did at Survivor Series when they first had it. Get rid of that thing. I don't want to see losers of the Royal Rumble still be able to get into the main match of WrestleMania another way. Protect the main match. You can still have a great match at Mania in a great spot, but the Elimination Chamber waters it down. And I guess it wouldn't really matter, though, right? Because they could still insert somebody like they did Daniel Bryan into the triple threat. But whatever. Elimination Chamber has got to go. It's overplayed. Big G.
Well, I was thinking what Jeff was thinking, but I'm going to go with the Hell in a Cell matches. They're just – I remember when it meant something. It would usually be the end to a feud. The very first one with Shawn Michaels and Taker. Taker and Mankind. I was going to say Mick Foley, but same person. You had Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I want to say Bad Blood 2003. Yeah. Undertaker versus Edge in you've had so many Hell in a Cell matches where they meant something. And then 2010, let's make it a yearly tradition thing, you know? Let's have one every single year. And some of them have been great the past couple years. I enjoyed Roman Reigns versus, I think it was Rusev back a couple years ago, you know? But, keep those, or just... I would say keep it, but just make it to where it's like you said, Virtue earlier. Once in a while with the Elimination Chamber. As far as a match that I still enjoy, the ladder matches. I enjoy the ladder matches still. They always
even with that slow crawl that we know. I mean,
if they get, they do it. I know they do.
That's been going on since cage matches, right?
Yeah.
Slow crawl.
I mean, the slow crawling. That's just to like. Make us think, oh my God, they got to really work their way up. When in fact, all they got to do is go dun 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 dun.
Well, yeah, adrenaline. What happened to adrenaline?
I still enjoy the ladder matches. So get rid of the Hell in a Cell and enjoy the ladder matches.
All right, thank you for your input. Over to you, Aaron.
All right, we do have a $2 super chat from Psycho Jet Black. Says Fiend versus Rollins killed Hell in a Cell for me. Yeah, I've heard that from quite a few people.
I will agree with that because not only was it the stupid red colored Hell in a Cell, but the arena was red because the Fiend was out there. It was a double. Like, what the hell? It was so gimmicky. It's terrible.
Yeah. I agree with you, Jeff. Now, there's not necessarily a stipulation match that I would like to see done away with. I'm thinking maybe the beat the clock match because I just think it's lazy writing, or the gauntlet matches that they do where they just have all the guys go out there to fill up an hour of TV time. And the last one was actually good with Nakamura, but then they did nothing with him. I just feel those are done more often than not to fill TV time. So beat the clock and the gauntlet matches I would do away with. I actually like Hell in a Cell, and I mean, I've always liked Hell in a Cell, and I still do. Same thing with Money in the Bank. I think the issue with those is you got to get rid of the themed pay-per-views and have those matches take place when there's a good storyline reason to have those matches. And I would also consider bringing back the King of the Ring pay-per-view in June. Winner gets the WWE title match at SummerSlam. And then bring back Cyber Sunday. Since you have the WWE Network now for $9.99, there's really no need to not do the Cyber Sunday pay-per-views. People are going to pay $9.99 or $5 on Peacock now. You might as well have it brought back, since so many people now, compared to even 10 years ago, are using Facebook and Twitter, and you can have all that fan participation on the internet. I want to see Cyber Sunday brought back, and I want to see King of the Ring brought back. And are there any other ones that they do on Raw a lot that are just like TV time fillers, like gimmicky matches that I did not mention?
Raw.
You nailed the ones like that are the ones out. And King of the Ring concept was my honorable mention.
Yeah.
I just, and I'm going back to thinking like Owen Hart and Bret Hart, like, you know, they were really, it was really well done then. And now it's just like throwaway TV. They don't even do it pay-per-view anymore. But
let me ask this question. This may be the stupidest question I've ever asked.
Okay.
So what is the difference between a no disqualification match, a no holds barred match, and a street fight?
Different names.
I think in a no DQ match you can actually be counted out, but don't quote me on that.
Well, I know a street fight. They usually say you have to finish in the ring.
Yeah.
No holds barred. That means any damn thing goes.
Yeah.
A no disqualification match. Aaron might be right about there's a count out thing, but I don't remember where I heard this, but a long time ago I heard that count outs fall under the disqualification rule in the official wrestling rule book.
I was just curious because like they all seem very, very familiar. Sounds like, you know, just stick with one and get rid of the other ones, you know.
The reason they call it no DQ is to piss Aaron off. That's why. That's really what it is. Yeah.
All right, and we do have a few more super chats here. WWE Action Figure Match has sent in $2. Did not leave a comment, but his other comment I'll go ahead and put up here. Says he thinks we need good storylines, keep the pay-per-views, bring back some, just get good storylines with it. I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, even Elimination Chamber, but I think you got to use them at the right time. And I agree with Virtue, like coming right back with Elimination Chamber might be best to save the chamber for when, like, you have a storyline where there's like 5 or 6 people in the hunt for the title, and it makes sense to do an Elimination Chamber match. Our good friend and columnist, Mr. Tito, sent in a $5 super chat. Says, I'm tired of triple threats and fatal 4-ways, overdone concept, lazy booking, vague on no DQ rules, and champ can lose the title without getting pinned.
Yep. He's got it. And the other thing with, like you said, Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber, I agree with you guys that they should remain, but just scale it back. Don't make it we have pay-per-view, so we have to have the chamber, or they have to have the Hell in the Cell. And I also like, I think it was Virtue that said, have the Royal Rumble winner face the champion at Mania. Have the King of the Ring face the champion at SummerSlam. Have the Elimination Chamber sometime in the early fall, have the chamber winner face the champion at Survivor Series. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what I still enjoy? I mean, we don't see him that often, but the Iron Man match. I really do.
Yeah.
Now, you could say 30-minute for the women, 60-minute for the men. Just an Iron Man match in general. those last 5 minutes, especially if they keep it close, I've always enjoyed them. I mean, look at the Michaels and Brett match, WrestleMania 12.
Yeah.
What was it? Bayley and Sasha, right? Was it Bayley and Sasha?
Correct.
Yep.
I mean, Triple H had one on Raw. Who did he go against?
Somebody we can't talk about.
Benoit?
Yeah.
So we can talk about him.
Well,
Lesnar was the one with that.
The Iron Man match.
Lesnar angle was good.
Because I don't want to see matches go long all the time, like Okada and Omega did, and all those long matches. I want long matches to be special like that. So that's what I think.
I agree. Bring back the Iron Man matches, but keep them on pay-per-view, or if you're going to do a 31, that's on TV. But the 60s, definitely keep it pay-per-view. Make people pay for that quality of a match, because damn it, that Iron Man matches were always good.
Yep. I mean, of course, and then sudden death, sudden over, whatever it was for Brett, that cost him the title. All right, let's move on.
People focus so much on Brett and Shawn from Survivor Series, but man, 18 months prior, they had one of the best matches in history. It was amazing.
It's true. All right, this is going to be interesting here with the chat. This topic, Eva-lution. Eva Marie is officially back on WWE TV. Now, from what we understand, of course, technical difficulties. Why, Aaron? People really hated that much?
Big G's screen went blank.
Oh.
He's back now. He's fine. He's back now. He's good.
Let's think about this. Supposedly she's been signed for a while. They just didn't bring her back yet. So her coming back doesn't mean they bumped the people they cut recently. That was going to happen anyway. Right. Let me be frank, right out of the gates. It's Eva Marie the way she looks. WWE has always preferred voluptuous women, whether they can work or not. Let's go back to Sunny and Sable. And if they have personalities, I don't know if Eva Marie has one yet because she really didn't have that chance. It kind of fizzled out. But to be honest with you, why not? I'm the one that says push Charlotte Flair to the moon. The Mandy Roses. It's what Vince McMahon likes, and the fact that he pushes women like that, everybody deserves, why not? Why not? Jeff Meacham, why not, right? What's your take here on Eva Marie? Because I know it made a lot of people upset, a lot of those wrestling fans.
Right. Aaron put a tweet out about it and was talking about the fact that people were bitching about, Mickey and everybody being released. And I commented right back that he was absolutely right. My point was that the fact of the matter is they found a way to make sure that Eva Marie got signed, whether she was signed a year ago, 3 months ago, 2 days ago, whatever, but they couldn't find something to do for people as talented as Mickie James and everybody else that they released. I mean, come on. And both iconics. Cassie and Jessie and Mickie are three of the most talented female performers in recent memory. Mickey's not so recent. She's been around a long time, but she's still very, very talented, even at this stage of her career. They couldn't find things for those three people to do, but they can sign one of the most polarizing talents of the past 10 years, knowing what's going to happen.
Well, Jeff, they brought in Bad Bunny. They bring back Eva Marie because of her looks. Somebody there still wants to bring in non-wrestling fans.
And I understand that. And to be fair, I retracted my bitching about Bad Bunny. He showed this wrestling fan something at WrestleMania. I was impressed with him at Mania. If Eva Marie comes back out there and looks exactly the same and can wrestle better than she presented herself the last time, I will come on this show and say my bad again. I will. But other than that, if she's exactly the same performer she was the last time she was on the roster, I'm going to be a raging ginger asshole about it. I will.
Well, and, I'm not going to say that about Bad Bunny like you did, but his best work is everything he's done after WrestleMania. Fantastic. He went away. So thank you, Bad Bunny. Thank you for leaving WWE. All right, Big G, what is your take on Eva Marie? Big G on Eva Marie. Or Eva-lution. What was Emma? What did they call Emma? Emelina? Was it Eva-lution?
Eva-lution. You had Eva-lution.
All right,
I think they tried this with Lana at one time too, and now it's Eva-lution.
I'm so glad they signed Tennille at TNA Impact.
So I'm not. I know people are gonna crap on Eva Marie, but I'm gonna give her the benefit of doubt. Her first run in WWE wasn't all that great. It actually wasn't great at all. And she's been out of the business for a while. I'm sure she's grown up and matured, and it looks like she's been working out like crazy. So and hopefully she's was down at the performance center and training to get better. I'm just reading this. Okay,
I thought you froze.
I'm ignoring. I'm ignoring what this person said. But anyways,
sidetrack.
Eva Marie, I think she'll do a lot better this time around. Hopefully, they can use her properly. But still, it's kind of crazy that she shows up literally like 2 weeks after everybody else gets released.
But I mean, think about any company out there, Big G.
Yeah.
Corporations. I've worked in them or with them. I see it happening when I look at their books. They out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
That's how companies work, not just WWE.
Oh, I know.
So
everybody is replaceable pretty much. So.
Yep. Yeah.
But I'm gonna give
Remember,
her
back in the day, there were territories, and there would be so many times wrestlers would leave WWE, which they called New York, and go back into the territories, and then Vince would bring new people in because he liked fresh faces. I mean, in a way, Vince has kind of always done this, correct, Jeff Meacham?
He has, but it's the times are different now, and I don't mind it. I don't mind anybody new coming in, and like everybody said, it's been 4 years, whatever, since she was gone. So yes, give her a fair chance. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve an opportunity to show that she's improved, whether PC or whatever. My issue is they made sure they had a roster spot for her, but people like Chelsea Green, Mickie James, and the former Iconics, they can't give them the time of day. They break up the two Iconics and then put them back in tag team storylines. Like, what the actual hell was the point of that? It was stupid.
Yeah, it's WWE. Now, that's WWE for you. If Eva Marie comes in and tries to mess with Charlotte, then I'm going to be pissed. Try to take Charlotte's spotlight because that's my new girl. That's my new Roman Reigns. Now that everybody loves Roman Reigns because he's a heel, and Charlotte's a heel too, but she's got that. She's the new Roman. They just hate her. Fans hate her. She can't work in the ring. She botches. Her promos are bad. That's why I love Charlotte, because everybody hates her. And I ain't afraid to admit that. Aaron, over to you.
Well, I say give Eva Marie a chance. Like I said on Monday, she's been at the Performance Center for several months. She might be better. She might be improved. Maybe not, but time will tell. We'll see if there's a new Eva Marie in the works or if it's just the same old, in which case it'll probably fizzle out relatively soon. Jeff Meacham.
Aaron, can you please post Sean Garner's comment for me on the main screen? If I may request.
Was it a super chat?
No, the other one. The one about Morgan.
I thought I had it up already.
Oh, you may have. I didn't see it. I was looking over here. I'm sorry. I was looking on my screen. Yeah. So, Liv Morgan's been with the company now for how long? Ruby gets hurt. Sarah gets released. And Liv Morgan's sitting here in friggin' limbo. What why are we talking about her not getting used properly? That's a very good point.
Yeah. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, says, imagine Eva Marie wrestling like Brock Lesnar. Imagine that.
Here's my money.
I can't respond for yeah. If she does that, she's money. Seriously. If she's an NCAA champion, take my money, Vince, please.
All right.
All right. So I think the jury is out, and you know what? If she gets heat, maybe it'll work out. Let's just wait and see.
Well, it's like Richie said, people hate on Charlotte because it's the cool thing to do now. So
Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says Eva-lution is a mystery that Big G loves to see. And by the way, that other comment earlier was from Tic Tat Tat saying that maybe Shayna Baszler will do the job for Eva Marie. Like
I got distracted.
Sorry, I was like, happening at this point. And WWE Action Figures Match has sent in a $2 super chat. What do you think about AEW? I like it. I'm an AEW fan. Virtue is not as much of one. I'd say he's.
I was.
First 3 months
before Tony Khan was public with booking it. When I didn't know he was involved, maybe it was all the EVPs that did those first few months. And I know it wasn't perfect, but I enjoyed those first 3, 4, 5 months when Jericho was champion. ever since Tony Khan opened up the forbidden door, I cannot stand a lot of the things. There's still some things I enjoy.
You're not excited about Eugene Nagata coming to AEW next week?
But I don't know. He just something about.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's John Moxley versus Eugene Nagata next week.
So, Aaron, any other things you want to add about Eva Marie before we move on?
Jeff is like, what the hell's going on here?
Plus, I think you might have a super chat or two still left.
Yeah, there's one here from Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $5 super chat. Says, a soul for a soul, WWE gave up Mickie James and a few other talents for Eva Marie, though I am willing to at least give her a chance. Again, they brought back Mickie James last year. Or not Mickie James, Eva Marie last year. And
they signed her last year. Yeah, signed her last year.
And she's been at the PC for several months.
And as far as Eugene Nagata, they were talking about how old he was at Wrestle Kingdom in January. What the? Oh my! Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What? You're not a Eugene Nagata fan, Jeff?
If Eugene Nagata had been feuding with the NWO 25 years ago, maybe. Jesus Christ! Holy crap.
He feuded with them?
Either over in Japan, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had
the NWO, Chono, Muda, the Tenzan.
Yeah. All right. So we Big G did not give his thoughts on AEW though.
He's happy to be here. So.
AEW. Oh, you mean from the super chat?
Yeah. Are you a Tony Khan mark, Big G?
No, I enjoy it. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Like I enjoy JR on commentary. I mean, because I know a lot of people don't. There's things I like about AEW, but there's a lot the last year and a half I just can't stand.
Right. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Says, I thought you were talking about Eugene from WWE. No, UG.
Damn.
UG.
That would be an interesting team. Eugene and Eugene Nagata.
Don't put that in the universe. Don't do that. Stop that. Stop that.
Well, it's out there now. With Bart.
Are we moving on the topic, Aaron? Or are you doing these other super chats?
No, we're ready to move on.
All right. Roman Reigns has a new theme. Oh. I'm happy because it, like Aaron mentioned on social media, it has that, final boss in a video game vibe, mob boss vibe. I know, like any theme, it takes a while to get used to. It's not Jim Johnston doing it, right? So it's not going to connect with me like the great themes of the past.
Right.
But it's sad, too, because that Shield theme represented the Shield. Roman took it, and I know that pissed a lot of fans off. That was all part of the John Cena 2.0, the Roman hate. But when you heard that Shield music, you were just ready to boo Roman Reigns. And that was part of that magic. But I get it. He's finally – the handcuffs have been off. I've been clamoring that for years. And what I said is if Roman Reigns was able to do his thing, a lot of people would turn their heads, and that's exactly what happened, okay? I'm glad people are liking Roman Reigns now, and he needs to have this new theme song. I'm probably going to blast it in my car on the way to work every day as I hear it more and more and more. But I am sad to hear the old one go, but we know how that happens. There's reasons for it. Jeff, Roman Reigns has new entrance music, 2021.
I'm glad Roman Reigns is sticking with this because I was sure they were going to reverse course sooner than now. Like I thought sure they were going to backtrack. But the thing is, so many of us were itching for him to do something different. And when they did it, we were all like, oh cool, great. And now that he's continuing this path, he's still the champion. He's still got Paul. He's still got his heavy his not lackey, that's a horrible term, but Jey Uso with him, and Jimmy's set to come back pretty soon. They needed a definite change for sure, and they did it. So good on them. I'm trying to get rid of this. What do you call it? Spammer. So apologies here.
Already done.
That means we're over. When the spammers are hitting, we are over tonight.
That's it, baby. So I'm happy they did it. Like you said, it has a final boss feel, which I love. I love that it's like you're going through the various stages, and here you are. You're it's Bowser time. When you're up against Roman Reigns, you're up against the guy. That's
dude, and he's getting pyro on SmackDown, not a pay-per-view, not WrestleMania. Right. Dude,
love it. I love every bit of that. Yeah, it's just more and more of the evolution of the character. The fact that Roman's now he's got new music and he's using pyro and he's just completely pontificate and just be like, yeah, that's right. I am the guy. I was the guy 5 years ago, but you didn't want to believe it. You didn't believe that Vince was behind me, and you hated me because
the fans knew Vince was.
What the hell?
Roman was Vince's puppet, and that's what pissed the fans off. Now, if he is Vince's puppet or Heyman's puppet or whoever's working with him, he's masking it very well. I mean, he's making you think this is who he is, and that's why Stone Cold was so great. And John Cena carried it over a little bit. Obviously, The Rock. Now, I'm not comparing Roman to that because it's a different era. It's the wrestling factory era of NXT. But Roman's doing pretty good considering who he had to follow.
But the difference is with Roman, as far as being part of the factory, he's also got the lineage behind him. He's got so many.
Oh, he's learned from all of his family.
Oh, I was going to figure his father, his uncle, his cousin, everybody in that family almost everybody has come through the company at one point or another. Some have done great things like The Rock and the Usos and Rikishi and Yoko. Some people, not so much. So, but he's been able to sit back for however old he is, I forget what his age is now, and watch all his family do good, do bad, and go, okay, I can do that, and I won't do that. And then, I've got Paul Heyman with me, great. Oh, Vince likes me, cool. It's all about, it's funny, the word evolution keeps popping up around Roman. Evolution, the stable, was that. It was Randy and Dave learning from what Triple H did, good and bad. What Nate did, good and bad. Roman has that evolution for his whole family's history with WWE, like going back almost the entire company history. So that's huge for him.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Jeff. All right, over to you, Big G. Now, we're just talking about his entrance music, but with Roman Reigns, it always explodes.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I thought it was caught me off of surprise there. I thought we were gonna hear his old music, and I thought I was like, wait a sec, this is new. I was like, this is intriguing. And like you said, this is not Jim Johnston. This is, I think, Def Rebel or whoever it is that they're with now. And it will take some time to get used to, like all theme songs do. And maybe they'll add some lyrics in it. Maybe, something with his heritage they'll add into it. But I'm happy for him. He's got new music. The Shield's been over for a couple of years now, and he's had that theme music for a good 2014.
Well, you got to remember when he took that over, they got rid of the Romeo or the call things at the beginning. The
military calls.
Yeah, the military calls. Yeah, like I said, I'm happy for him. He's got new music. He's doing one hell of a job as a heel, and I hope they continue moving forward with this heel Roman Reigns and hopefully expand
for WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, hopefully they expand the Samoan dynasty, if they're gonna call it that. Add like Jimmy Uso, have maybe Rikishi come in as like a somebody who can what's the word I'm thinking of? Talk into Roman's ear pretty much. And
remember, we got to wait for fans to come back full time too. So they got to definitely milk this. Aaron Rift.
I think you all made some great points. I do like the theme. Is it Jim Johnston quality? No. Is it CFO's quality? No. But
thank God.
I think it's one of the better post CFO songs that WWE has put out. I do think it fits the character. And like you guys said, I think at this point, it's a sign that WWE is going all out with Roman Reigns and this tribal chief character. They're not going to go back to him being a face in the near future. This is the future for Roman Reigns, and I'm hopeful we get to see Jimmy back soon. Maybe Naomi comes over from Raw, turns heel, and joins the group. You keep the Samoan dynasty going. You can get a lot of mileage out of it. WWE Action Figures Match has sent in a $3 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, why did we have fans at WrestleMania but not now? Because WWE is still uncertain about running shows with the pandemic, and I think they want to wait until it's completely safe or as close to completely safe as possible to do it. And they just wanted to go on the cautious side and wait until the summer, see how the state of the pandemic progresses, see how many people are vaccinated, see if the numbers of new cases drop. And I don't think WWE wanted to take the risk of going back on the road too soon and then having to go back to the Thunderdome again. Nick Khan, the president of WWE, even said once they go back to touring, they want to do it full time, no going back. It's 100% back to touring once they decide to do it. WrestleMania was a special event, so they did it for the one night.
By the way, Nick Khan, and I know he's more of a businessman than a wrestling guy, 2 thumbs up. Okay. Tony Khan, 2 thumbs down. Just had to throw that
And
out.
no relation whatsoever.
No relation.
But I mean, just look at the deals that WWE's Khan has got them.
And-
Just unbelievable.
And by the way, I was asked in the chat room about Tamina. No, keep Tamina away from the Roman Reigns faction.
Yep.
Good
You
luck.
gotta make it. You still got to make it hard to get in there. And I think there should still be initiations too.
If
Like a
there's
game.
going to be a female representative, I think it should be in Naomi, and she's with
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso. I think she's perfect for it, and give her the heel run. People have been saying give Naomi a chance. There's been campaigns for her on Twitter. I'm 100% behind Naomi getting a main event heel run as part of Roman Reigns' group and being the female representative.
Yeah, and let me this for a second, because I'm not hating on Tamina's talent, because she's improved a lot in my eyes. It's unfortunately Tamina will always have the stigma of her last name, so adding her to anything will be not especially Roman's at this point will only hinder Roman's group. It won't help her at all.
Let's put Nyla in there too.
Stop! Will you stop with it? Jesus, you! I swear to God.
Aaron, what's this super chat all about?
Jeff and Virtue remind me of the Blues Brothers, according to Psycho Jet Black.
Yeah, Jake and Elwood.
Y'all
Right.
keep super chatting. I'll do a Blues Brothers song if people keep super chatting enough money. I'll be all right with that.
Main event time. You ready for the main
Yeah.
event? So on SmackDown last week, like I said, Big G Reigns would successfully defend his title, and he did. Bye-bye Daniel Bryan on SmackDown. Now, since then, we've gotten more news that apparently his contract has expired. And, Daniel Bryan, go home, enjoy your family. Take some time to figure out what you want to do. When wrestling fans are already saying, well, you should go to New Japan, you should go, just let him, CM Punk's done it, and he may never come back, right? And you've kind of left him alone. Let Daniel Bryan go do what he needs to do. And if he comes back to WWE, he comes back. If he goes to Japan, he goes to Japan. If he ends up in AEW, then he ends up there. But what's everybody's take on the future of Daniel Bryan? My stance is he should enjoy his family. Okay?
Right.
Jeff Meacham.
I think if he wants to retire, they'll let him retire. If he doesn't want to retire, with his wife and sister-in-law ready to make a comeback as soon as Nikki's neck is good to go, and with his father-in-law, his wife's father-in-law back at the head of talent relations, he's not going anywhere if he doesn't want to. So, if he's wanting to walk away, they'll let him walk away. If he wants to compete part-time or full-time or whatever, as long as his family's so entrenched in the offices, he won't go anywhere unless he absolutely wants to himself.
Big G. I have the weirdest gut feeling, though, if he does take his time away and relaxes, that if he pops up anywhere, he wants to have the Tokyo Dome run. I think what Jericho did there might have inspired him, but he was in the middle of that WWE contract. I could definitely see that because he just loves the wrestling part of it. He loves that style.
Yeah.
And that's what I think most likely could happen if he doesn't go back to WWE. I don't know against who. Doesn't really even matter, right? But take it away, Big G.
I mean, take some time off, Daniel Bryan. A couple months off. Spend some time with your family. You got a daughter. I think she has another daughter, a newborn still. I want to say
2 kids.
2 kids, and spend time with them. And then when you do want to come back, I'm sure it'll be with WWE. Like Jeff mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned earlier on my show. Bree's still with the company, so is Nikki, and so is John Laurinaitis. So if he does come back, it'll be most likely part-time. I think he wants to not do as much as he did before. He'll just show up whenever he wants to. And if he goes, I'm gonna say there's a 25% Nah, 25% chance that
At
he won't be
best.
going anywhere else.
That's a good point about Laurinaitis being head of talent
He'll
relations
still
and
be
relationship
with
there.
WWE. He's been with WWE for a long time now. I feel like he's one of those like WWE lifers.
Yep. Now, could he still go do the one Tokyo Dome match?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I don't think Vince McMahon had a problem with Jericho doing that, but I don't think Vince thought Jericho was going to sign with AEW after that. So,
Right.
All right. Thank you, Big G. I know you're happy to be here, so smile. Even with the trolls. All right, Aaron, over to you.
Well, I agree with what Jeff said. Jeff said some good things about Bryan, and Virtue, I agree with you too. I think Bryan should spend some time with his family and look at his options and see who makes him the best offer. And the best offer might not even be financial. It might be opponents and a long-term plan for him. Maybe he just wants to do something short-term, though. Nobody really knows except for Daniel Bryan. I think only Daniel Bryan can answer the question as to what is best for Daniel Bryan. But yeah, I think Daniel Bryan should do what's best for Daniel Bryan. Now, as far as what I would like to see him do, I'm fine with whatever. As long as he doesn't go to Raw, I'm fine with Daniel Bryan doing whatever. I'd love to see Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega in AEW, all out Chicago. That would be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, sorry.
If Bryan goes to NXT, lots of options for him there. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole. You got Walter. You got Kyle O'Reilly. You got Pete Dunne.
Finn Balor. Well, they've wrestled, but
that's 2 or 3 years of matches for Bryan to stay happy. And AEW, like, he could get lost in the shuffle, although I think he would get the Moxley run. He might even get a world title run in AEW. So
I would say,
yeah, go ahead.
NXT would be more Bryan's cup of tea because that's more wrestling.
Yeah. My gut feeling is that he will stay with WWE. I do not know this for a fact. Again, only Daniel Bryan knows, but I sense what you guys mentioned earlier will play into this. The fact that Bryan's hands are in other areas of WWE, like the Total Bellas brand, and you got that whole family involved. So, yeah, I think Bryan will probably stay in WWE. Exactly.
If Bryan doesn't leave the company, I'm saying this. If I'm Bryan, I'm watching to see what AEW does with Christian Cage first before I do anything.
Yeah, well, I think Bryan would get a bigger push than Christian.
I believe that too, but I'm saying Christian Cage got this big, major talent signing, and we'll see where he is in about 3-4 months. If I'm Bryan, I'm going, okay, they gave him the big hype, and where is he now before I make any decisions?
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron, on Big Vito's channel, when I talked about Daniel Bryan on my little 15-minute rant thing a few days ago, I was mentioning we're in a world right now where Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are both, we don't know, where they'll wrestle. Punk's been gone for a long time, so he's but just, isn't that weird? Go back to like 2013, 2014, and then 2021, neither one of them are, it's just crazy.
Or go back even further with Mr. Tito's super chat, which I'm sure Aaron will bring up, but I'll go ahead and talk on it now. Bryan, Joe, and Punk are all not signed with any company right now. Holy crap, what if they did this? What if they pulled the Cody and Young Bucks and went, you know what? There's plenty of talent out there that aren't signed with anybody. Let's do this. That would be ridiculously interesting to watch.
Yeah, that would just oversaturate the market even more, though. I'm a little burned out with what we got right now.
Oh, poor Aaron.
But,
but if CM Punk was involved, you'd take it no matter what, Aaron. Don't lie.
It is so funny for you to say that, boss, because you and I have been doing this almost 20 years. And I remember when we started the old show 20 years ago, man, it's just WWE and TNA, and that's it. Man, I wish there was more. Shit, every day of the week now.
Yeah,
right.
It's too much.
Literally,
I don't think CM Punk would do that anyways. I think if CM Punk,
I don't think he would either. But
wrestling, he would.
It would be amazing to watch if it did. So,
yeah, he would not. I don't think he would want the stress of having to create his own show or promotion
Definitely
or
not.
whatever.
Yeah, definitely not.
But thank you for that, Mr. Tito. We appreciate the super chat. And Psycho
Sir.
Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat, and I don't think this is going to happen. Highly unlikely. Imagine Bryan showing up in Ring of Honor or Impact Wrestling. Impact is pretty much zero chance. Like, come on,
Dude,
now.
they don't even have Kenny Omega carrying that title around on Dynamite. It's the other guy carrying
Nakazawa,
the
yeah.
Impact title for him.
Yeah.
Nagasaki, whatever his name is. Sorry.
Michael Naka.
Michael
Zawa.
Nagasaki. Yeah, Michael. Yeah.
Zawa.
Nakazawa? Oh, whatever.
No, not whatever. Say it right. Say
I'll
his
say what I
name.
said. Go ahead.
Show
What
the
is it?
man some respect.
All right. What is it? I'm sorry. I'll get right. I'll get right. I promise. What is it?
Michael
Michael
Naka
Nakazawa.
Zawa. There you go.
Michael Nakazawa. Very good. Okay. Him going back to Ring of Honor is only not likely because of all the bad press they've had since the time he left. So
Yeah.
All right. I think we are caught up with the super
There you
chat.
have it,
Thank
folks.
you.
It's 9:01 p.m. Eastern time, man. We got through an hour. Gosh, man, the No DQ review has been red hot lately. Although last week we took a little step back again, but we still have our faithful. We were getting over 2.3 thousand views a week minimum. So you guys rock. We love doing this. So with that said, you know what time it is. We're going to go around and do our plugs. I'm going to start with Jeff Meacham since he's long-winded, and we're going to get it out of the way. But will we continue on for another 10 minutes with everybody's questions? Big G, wait, because I know, sometimes they ask you things and you're not comfortable answering them. Just see what happens here. But Jeff Meacham, do your plugs, man.
Aaron's got there it is right there. JeffMeachamNetwork.com takes you to all my links. The YouTube channel, is going to be red hot here in the next little while. We've got my show, Talk Wrestling, Stat Boy Sports Bar till at least June. And then on Dad's Not Always in Wrestling, we've got a lot of topics lined up for the rest of the year. And then Greg and I are back Wrestling Rewind in October with the matches you see there in the lower right graphic there. So that's it. JeffMeachamNetwork.com. Takes you to it.
That graphic looks like one of those 1,000-piece puzzles, man. Whew.
Well, I've got a lot of shows for Dads between August and between May 14th and now, so the end of the year. So there you go.
All right, they're already hitting. So Big G, get your plugs out of the way. They're already hitting. I see.
Yeah. NoDQ.com/BigBallerG takes you to my Twitter page, and on there you'll find my link to my YouTube channel where you will see the Gridiron Grapple every Thursday at 5 p.m. And also follow me at BigBallerG1988 on TikTok.
Thanks.
All right.
And you see, I'm in this mode right now because it's Aaron's turn, and he's already got like half a dozen.
All right. So we're officially now in No DQ review after dark, which is after everybody does their plugs.
My sunburn's peeling.
I don't think
like-
Jeff's been on when we had these. He might have been.
It's like a train. The train all of a sudden derails, and there's chaos, fire, possibly casualties.
Just read one of them.
Get to it.
Oh, he's got them.
All right. First one comes from a longtime viewer of the channel, Walter Cruz, with $5. Thank you, Walter. Says WWE should do a deal with ROH and have Daniel Bryan win all of the belts. Whoops, Vince. Titles. Jeff, I know you used to complain about the name Daniel Bryan being Bryan Danielson's slave name. That's your exact quote. So what do you think about Bryan Danielson possibly working with Ring of Honor and winning all of the titles?
As I said earlier, Bryan won't go back to Ring of Honor with all the between the bad press they had with the Feinstein thing back in the day and the recent stuff with Marty. He ain't going back there. No way. Nope.
And I know it's nostalgia and Bryan had his roots there, but no.
Right.
Ring of Honor is just not anywhere close to what it was.
Ring of Honor wasn't Bryan left that company 10 years ago. So,
okay, next.
And Mr. Tito, No DQ columnist. Is he the best columnist, though?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we had a debate, but yeah. Anyways, Mr. Tito says, reminder for Jeff Meacham, the LA Kings only have 2 Stanley Cups. Pittsburgh Penguins have 5. Penguins greater than Kings. Jeff Meacham.
And I'll remember that when I go into the Staples Center Saturday for the first time in 425 days. I am so excited.
Did Wayne Gretzky ever play for the Penguins, though? No.
What's that?
Did Wayne Gretzky ever play for the Penguins, though?
Yeah.
No.
Did the greatest scorer in the game ever play for the Penguins? No. Did the greatest left winger of all time play for the Penguins? No.
Well, they had their great players, though, like Lemieux.
Oh, shit, he did. I forgot. Robitaille was a Penguin. I'm sorry. Thank you, Dad. My bad.
Ooh, busted.
Busted. Thank you, Dad.
Next.
And thanks to Bret Hart, I know who Wayne Gretzky is. So thank you, Bret.
There you go.
Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. All right, here we go. All right, Jeff, I know you're really itching for this one. Psycho Jet Black says the top 5 Brock Lesnar matches of all time. All right, I'll start.
Just to me, this is for Big G, I thought. Wait a minute.
I'll start with this. I'll start with this one. Okay, so CM Punk, SummerSlam. Jeff, you were there for that one, right? Or were you not at that one?
13, I was actually down at Hooters waiting for you guys to show up.
Okay, that was maybe my favorite Brock Lesnar match.
That was
love
a good
that
match. Yes. Yep.
Big G, go ahead and give us some. All right, never mind.
His shut up. His first match against The Rock, or his SummerSlam match against The Rock.
That is a really good one. That's a really good one. The match with Angle, the Iron Man match, was a really good one. The triple.
We were asked
John Cena
favorite,
and
right?
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one with John Cena and Seth Rollins at the 2015 Royal Rumble was really good. And that SummerSlam 4-way with Reigns, Strowman, and Samoa Joe, and the match with Joe, the singles match, I really enjoyed as well. So there you go. That's like 5 or 6.
The one I enjoyed the most, and get ready, crap on me, when he ended Kofi Mania in 3 seconds?
I was there. Jeff was there too.
We were there. Yep.
Because we're talking about Daniel Bryan tonight, and Daniel Bryan had to put Kofi Mania over at Mania, right? Just because the timing was there. But that killed one of the best heel runs in recent memory of Daniel Bryan, and he was never the same since when he was the Planet's champion. So that's why I really enjoyed Lesnar ending Kofi Mania.
It's amazing that I was in the building for 2 of the most god-awful moments in Brock Lesnar's history, as far as he destroyed Kofi Mania and what had killed Daniel Bryan, and then of course that match with John at SummerSlam. Oh my God! Oh, it's horrible.
No, wait a minute. The match with Daniel Bryan was the 2018 Survivor Series. We were at that too.
Yeah, that's true. We were at that one. God, we've actually seen some pretty decent Brock Lesnar stuff in person, boss.
No, we have, and I was also at 31 with Roman Reigns, and then Seth.
I
Rollins
wasn't there, obviously. You guys were there without me because you suck. It's okay.
And speaking of Seth Rollins, WWE action figure matches sent in a $2 super chat. Says, who's better, Seth or Randy? And I guess he means Randy Orton and not Randy Savage. That would not make any sense.
Well, that's the way people crapped on Savage on Sunday. Wouldn't be surprised if you meant Randy Savage. He's in the talk of the town too.
I mean, there's so much criteria there. I'd probably go with Randy Orton, but I think Rollins is more athletic. And as far as promos go, I mean, they both had some hits and misses. But I think overall longevity, I mean, Seth Rollins, if he has another good 10 years, he might be at Randy's level. But right now, I think I got to go with the Viper, Randy Orton. What about you, Jeff?
I agree wholeheartedly. Randy is everything that Ric Flair said about him in Gimmick. He's the best around right now, period.
All right, Big G.
Yeah.
And
Orton. Next, there's a lot of them here, Aaron.
Okay.
This is like the speed round.
Dr. NXT Scorpio with a $5 super chat says, buy or rent. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from Mania 26 or Rock versus Austin Mania 19. Okay, I'll start with this one. I got to go with the WrestleMania 19. I would buy Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels 25. 26 was great too, but 25 was better. Austin and Rock was my favorite of the 3. Austin versus Austin. Well,
Austin versus Austin. Yeah, it's all good. You're good.
A Steve Austin versus Rock match is a Austin match, and I got to go with that 3rd Austin match. All right,
that's right.
Virtue.
Taker versus HBK, even though it was their second one, but I'd buy it.
All right, and Big G?
I'm so confused.
You're like Mr. Tally. You have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on.
Right. Okay. I would buy Rock versus Austin Mania 19.
Okay, simple, easy peasy. Next.
Yeah.
All right. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Says, "Who's the better wrestler, CM Punk or Edge?" I would say Edge.
Edge.
Yeah, I agreed. Yep.
I'm biased.
CM Punk.
Better
there you go.
promo.
He's a lot better wrestler. He's a way better wrestler than Edge. Way.
All right.
All right, next.
Well, I was kind of hoping Virtue would elaborate on that, but
He did.
I guess we got to get through these. Mr. Tito with the $2 super chat says, "How many cups did Wayne win with the Kings?" Jeff, is that allowed on this channel?
I don't care. Throw me out if you have to. You know what? One guy does not win a Stanley Cup. And I don't care what you say, Mr. Tito. It wasn't just because they had Lemieux and Yager, and it wasn't just because Sidney was there. They had a full supporting system behind them.
Hey,
That's
who did
why
Wayne win his Stanley Cups with?
the Oilers
Yeah.
in Edmonton in the early to mid 80s.
All right. And Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. He's the real culprit tonight.
Right.
He says, "Your favorite Jeff Meacham moments and rants." Well,
Oh, boy.
my favorite Jeff Meacham moment, I think, would be probably the RVD interview from 2008. That was an awesome interview.
That's still the best
There
thing
were
I've
a
ever
lot
done.
of funny Jeff moments, but I'm not gonna elaborate on those.
We
But there were
appreciate
a
that
couple
over
of
here.
fun times when Jeff had a little bit too much to drink and we were driving. We weren't drinking and driving. He drank and then I was giving him a ride.
I was drinking, he was driving. It's not at the same time.
Yeah, just
I
wanted
know
to clear that
mine.
up. All right, go ahead, Virtue.
Mine was non-televised. It was behind closed doors when it was me, Aaron, Jeff, and Big Vito. But I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Big G,
fun.
go ahead.
The first episode of Talk Wrestling. Bam. I've always said that. It's always gonna be that. So, and my favorite rant.
Nancy Grace.
And my
is a good
favorite
pick.
rant is any rant that Jeff goes on.
That's right.
I just sit back and enjoy. I'm just like, let him do his thing.
Well, okay. So my favorite moment, God.
How about your resignation from NoDQ?
Yeah, no, definitely not that one. Christ, no. That was so bad.
You know what's
So
funny?
bad.
That video pops up on my
I still feel so bad
feed
about
for
that to
YouTube.
this day.
What year was that?
2011, 10 years ago
Oh,
this
that
year.
was long before. I've only been around since 2016.
10 years. Actually, it's 10 years ago next month. I think, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
it is.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, honestly, and this is going to sound really cheesy, my favorite rant outside of that cluster was like Aaron said, like G said, the first episode of Talk Wrestling, because I went off on every damn buddy the first 15 minutes of that show. There was nobody safe from that rant. Oh my goodness. My favorite moment, and this is going to sound really like cheesy and aw shucks and bullshit, when Aaron and I made Nice a year later, when we actually came back together and I started working with him again. And then when we did our, whatever it was, the Hell in the Cell 2013 review, and then I actually came back full time and did the RVD interview in 2014.
Glad you did come back, Jeff, because we started. Remember, we did those roundtable videos where we were sitting at the round table, and
I remember those videos. You would have your Hulk Hogan and your Brock Lesnar and your Bret Hart.
Yes.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah. Aaron and I did a bunch of those, but right after Talk Wrestling started, about a year or so after that, we had NoDQ's 10th anniversary, and the original crew came back. That was like the weirdest thing. All four of us were around the table. We had my championship belts up, and we talked about the first 10 years of NoDQ. That was a fun series of tapings. But after that, I'm very glad I came back, because we had our prediction shows and review shows, and it was always exciting.
Yeah, but that one
Jeff had
those ones with the round table that you and I did, Jeff, just the two of us. Those were the first videos that Caitlin watched that got her subscribed to the channel.
Really? Well, that's cool.
I don't know if she ever
Around
told
and
you that.
around we go.
I love that. That's awesome.
Anyways, Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Says, better movie, Freddy versus Jason or Aliens versus Predator?
Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus Jason. Yeah.
Right.
We're all biased on that one.
All right, and we got
biased there. Yeah.
We got a $5 super chat. Says, always look forward to the NoDQ review. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
I'm always glad to come back. This has been fun.
Yes, thank you for that. We appreciate that. And a $2 super chat from Psycho Jet Black says, favorite Aaron Rift moments and rants. Oh boy, where do we even begin with this one?
I'm last.
Zack
Oh,
Ryder.
last. That was probably
Zack Ryder's up there for me.
moment.
There you go.
I would say my two favorite. The first one was when I put myself through a table. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah, if you want to call it a
good.
table. Okay.
And then the second one was when Riff Aronson destroyed my place in Oregon, and I had to move to Michigan because of that.
Terrible.
What about you, Big G? What moment got you like into the channel? Because Caitlin was watching Jeff and I doing those videos where the Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart figures were on the table.
That's when I first started watching it.
Oh, so see, Jeff, those videos went over
because I remember you had those figures and Jeff had his Hulkamania phone case. I remember that specific.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Those were the videos that
that was like 4 phones ago. Jesus, that's tremendous. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember Aaron ever doing a rant. Has he ever done a rant before?
I mean, I have, but it takes a lot to get me really angry.
The one in the chat room is my favorite rant. The worst of Raw 2018. Oh my God, he went bonkers. That was tremendous.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I don't remember him ever ranting.
I think it was right before the McMahons and Triple H all came out and did the whole thing about how
we're the authority.
Yeah, we're the authority now.
My favorite moment is one that 5 people saw. We're in Florida for Turning Point 2004, and my former co-host and I are interviewing Kid Cash in Cash's hotel room at the DoubleTree in Orlando, and our Cash is much like RVD, a known user of the Stinky Green. So Aaron decided to bail out of the room and was in the hallway in a ball, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Why am I here? And God bless Jerry Lynn. He came down the hall, picked Aaron up. You okay, brother? Brought him in, walks in the room and goes, this room smells good. And we carried on. Poor
Aaron was like afraid of drugs.
Aaron is so straight edge, and I'm so proud of him that he is, man, because I am not that guy, and my co-host definitely was not that guy. So yeah, it was a very interesting night. We had co-host Cash and Jerry all toking, and me sitting back there just laughing hysterically about it all. Poor Aaron, man, but God bless him. We love Aaron, and we're glad that he's created this little world that we all just inhabit from time to time, and he's pulling the strings as always. We love Aaron.
Well, thank you for that. Walter Cruz says best moment was the head shaving, and Virtue.
What's really funny is the moment the head shaving, you guys saw us attack him in Wade's living room. Did we actually air the full shaving on at the barbershop?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we did.
I got another one.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember that.
Somehow somebody donated $100 to ban me from the channel because of Aaron's big mouth.
Oh, that's right.
And next thing you know, this El Virtuoso had to pop up on the review for a couple of episodes.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so that was all Aaron pulling his puppet strings.
Aaron got paid that day, boy. I'll tell you what. So, we all did.
That was an interesting
anyway
stream for sure.
What else we got, Aaron? Any more super chats? I'm ready to
cut it off. Quick.
I think we're caught up, so Virtue, go ahead with your plugs.
All right, you can follow me if you dare on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue. Yes, it's the land of Twitter with Virtue, and you'll never be the same again. Just what it says on there, Troll Slayer, NoDQ.com. Exclusive, by the way, even though I do some stuff for Vito too, but we don't really count that. Make sure you go to my Facebook, NoDQ.com/Virtue. So thank you for watching the NoDQ review number 138. We are red hot, white hot, and we are coasting into the summer soon. So for Big G, for Jeff Meacham, for Aaron Riff, thanks for all the super chats. You rock, NoDQ Galaxy. Guess what? We'll see you next time.